Hey guys, it's Matador, and before I start this video I just wanted to say real quick that I will be using a Dremel a lot in this part of the build, so I put a link in the description down below, and if you don't have one then you can just go and pick one up yourself. And every time you buy one from that link in that description, then it actually goes back to support my channel to help me make more videos for you guys. So if you've been thinking about getting one, they're only about $45–50, so why not go ahead and pick one up. I've also linked all the foam that I'm using for this project in the description down there too, so go check that out too if those are things you're interested in. Alright, I'm putting in some more work on Tracer's pistol from Overwatch, and today I worked on refining the form a little bit with my Dremel and getting in some of the finer details, but there were a few more small pieces of foam that I had to cut out first. These are going to be the circular pieces on her weapon. After I cut these out, I beveled the edges out with the Dremel, and then I cut grooves into them with a smaller bit. This video is going to be a little bit shorter than the last one, but it's because it was really hot out when I was working today, so I'm going to be going back in earlier in the morning and I'll get a new video out soon. I also needed another panel on the sides of the gun, so I cut my template out of the printout, and then I cut 2 copies out of 2mm foam. Like I already said, you can check the description below for all the foam that I used for this. I dremeled off the edges of those bits, and then I glued all my new bits in place with rubber cement. And now it's time for some serious Dremel work. I had to work freehand for a lot of this, so I took out my reference images and then I drew out the areas that I needed to Dremel with Sharpie. Tracer's gun has a ridge on the inside of the handle, which is really tricky to get to because it's such a small space. So I used my Dremel to very carefully create that. The key when you're working with the Dremel is just taking it slow and being really patient. The foam sands down really easily, so you barely have to put any pressure on it, but that also means you had to be very careful and avoid taking too much off. I usually try to take this in one long strip at a time, and then I keep going until I have the curve that I need. Her gun is really smooth and sleek, so it took several passes with the Dremel before it started taking the shape that I needed. The top of her gun also angles inward, so I made several passes along the top until it took on the right angle and smoothness. Next I added in some of the smaller details with a thin bit and started to cut out the shape for the barrel of the gun. And that's all for this video. I wasn't able to finish the project today, but I will be getting back to it soon. I'll be getting back to it next week. I'll finish up the dremeling process and then I'll get it all painted. So be sure to stick around for that and subscribe to the channel if you want so you don't miss that one. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video, and be sure to leave a like on it if you enjoyed it and leave a comment down below if there's anything else that you want me to work on in the near future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all soon. That's the thing about building cosplay weapons with foam, is you have to build them out in layers. Lay your template on top of your EVA foam and then get started cutting out your prop. For this prop we're going to cut out 2. That depends on the thickness of the prop that you're going to need, but this one is fairly thin.